And then Gora Krishna went to India and never came back. And so only myself, Jai Govinda, stayed there, and Gauranga Priya was also living there. Then he went to India. He learned Hindi just like you all saw. He was also learning Bengali. So he was always decorating the festivals. Temple was always decorated by him. Also the flowers, even the flowers that are there in the light nowadays, he made. And when Maharaj saw, he was very satisfied, very happy. Before, he was doing so many decorations with cloth. But when Maharaj saw this flower decoration, was very happy. So I always engage. I thought Jai Govinda, he should be in charge of decorating. Also, his mother was like a professor, director, arts teacher. So from this family, he also learned this talent. So he used these talents from his family, the talents that he brought from his family, and also the decoration, singing, engaging everybody with so much enthusiasm. Everything he was using in service of Shri Guru. He took brahmachari when he was living in the temple, Radha Govinda Gaudiya Mat. In this way, he was always serving Shri Guru. And this shows us how dedicated to spiritual life he is. It's a show, can show of his dedication in spiritual life. So these last days, in Friday, I went to Rio Grande, south of Brazil, to see the situation, how he was. And for myself, it was very good. It was a very good experience to my life, because I was able to be with Jai Govinda Prabhu in his last moments. Also, I'm grieving, or what I was supposed to feel some grieving, actually I was not feeling, because I was engaged in service. I was serving Jai Govinda Prabhu, his family, communicating to all the devotees, and speaking with the doctors. So many things. I was very occupied, busy, and I could not feel so much this grieving. I could not actually stop and cry. I was there with his family. I had to give support also to the devotees. So I had to be very strong. And so I'm feeling that somehow I could serve this spiritual brother in his last days, that he was here present with us. Also, I had the opportunity. Once Sripad Bhaktivedanta Maharaj said, one person came to him and said, "Oh, I have offended you." And then he said, "It's not that you only say sorry. Actually, you should serve the Vaishnava that you have offended." So for sure, in my position, I have committed so many offenses, and I'm still committing offenses. So this is a very harsh position for myself to be managing. It's a service that I do with so much endeavor to my spiritual masters, Srila Gurudeva and Sripad Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj, but it's a very hard service to do. So for sure, I made so many offenses to all of you, to Jai Govinda Prabhu also. We had so many misunderstandings. It is normal in between spiritual brothers that are living together, but at the end of our relationship, when he was present, we were respecting each other very nicely. I went to Garopaba a few times. I always go to Itajaí to help the boys there, but I also started going to Garopaba. We did so many things together, but as spiritual brothers, this relationship of spiritual brothers with so much respect. In the beginning, we had a relationship as friends. It was more material, and this brought so much like shock But then at the end, we had this big relationship as spiritual brothers, serving together. So I'm very happy that we were in this situation and that I had the opportunity to serve him and his family during his last moments. I don't think he has accepted any offenses in our relationship, but still, I was able to serve him. And some luggage fell. So he departed in a very natural way. During his last days, there was this possibility of doing this coma protocol where they check everything if his brain's working, and if this is the case, then they had to turn off the machines. But actually, he departed before they turned off the machines. So it was naturally his heart stopped in a very auspicious day. Ekadashi, Moksha da Ekadashi. Box, donation box. Pega a caixa de doação e bota aqui. So we are always hearing Vaishnavas are saying how rare is to appear and disappear in these days like Ekadasi. We hear these glories for so many years, but actually we saw this with our own eyes. By the results that we are seeing, we can understand that Jai Govinda Prabhu achieved this mercy by Nrsimha Bhagavan, by Shri Guru Vaishnavas he received from our guardians, our Guru Parampara. So I was also remembering so much this verse during these last days. It's one of the first verse we learned in the temple. This verse is saying, Krishna is speaking to Arjuna. You're speaking very high class, beautiful, eloquent words, but actually you're lamenting for something that you should not be lamenting. It's not worth of lamentation. So the sages, the intelligent persons are not lamenting for the living or for the death. So we should not lament. We may feel, we may miss our spiritual brother, but for everything that happened, we can understand that actually he's continue to serve. He will receive a new body, maybe a more, for sure, a better body to serve. So we should not lament for anything in this during this moment. It came his time. And just like Maharaj was speaking, Shripad Bhaktivedanta Maharaj was speaking yesterday, this is, predestined. It's the destiny. And we cannot change. The desire of Krishna is the supreme desire. So we should not lament. Jai Govinda Prabhu is in a very good situation, better situation, with a good body to serve better. So I ask the mercy of all of you, the mercy of Shripad Bhaktivedanta Maharaj, that my life may be well succeeded, just like Jagovinda Prabhu. To speak about Jagovinda Prabhu, it's very auspicious. I used to go to São Paulo to do some treatment of acupuncture in the devotees, and he was always engaged in trying to learn new things. So he wanted to learn this, there's one therapy, you apply blood from yourself to another place, some cure, some kind of treatment. So when he was... Quem? Quem? Não, mas quem? Ah, ele fazia. Ele tava... So he's saying that before he became devotee, he used to drink a lot of alcohol, Jagovinda. But when he met Krishna consciousness, his life changed completely. So we can see the potency of Guru in relation to the Jiva. The Jiva is lost in this material world. So he was a singer. He used to sing in the night in the pubs, but we can see the transformation. So long ago, Gurudev once said that we should respect every person, every living being, because we don't know what is the position they are. So many times we may look to a spiritual brother that has any problem or has some wrong behavior, but we don't know. We don't know. But by the characteristics and the disappearing of our spiritual brother, it's very auspicious, very rare. Just like the Prabhu said, to see someone leave this body during Ekadasi is very rare. Also, he was a very kind person, very loving with everyone, with everything. So please forgive me. This is everything I have to say. Hare Krishna. First, I want to offer my respectful obeisances. Sachinandana Gaur Hari Ki Jai. Srila Gurudev has asked me to speak. To speak a little bit about Jai Govinda. When I met Jai Govinda, I had come to Radha Govinda Gaudiya Mat. He was cleaning. He was cleaning the, in between the tiles. He was cleaning this part with so much care. He was cleaning this in Radha Govinda Gaudiya Mat, and I was talking to him, and I was able to absorb how dedicated he was in doing that service. And my mind was taking me so many places. Oh, it's good, it's enough, it's clean. But he was looking every corner, every detail, and he was trying to do it so much like perfection to please his spiritual master. Once we were talking, discussing, so many times we had so nice discussions. I had some doubts, some questions, or any challenge, any difficulty. I would go to talk to him, and he was always open to listen. So I asked him, Jagovinda, how do you do to maintain your mind peaceful without like changing so much? And I said, oh Prabhu, what I do is when my mind desires something, oh, one example, simple example. I want to maybe take some acai. So what do? I tell my mind, okay, we'll do that, but just wait a little bit because now, and at the moment we were cleaning the stairs of the temple in São Paulo. So I tell my mind, now I have to clean the stairs. And then the mind says, okay, I will wait. So I clean the steps. Then the mind will come again and say, oh, now let's go drink that acai. Wait, we're going, but now I have to fix this curtain. After that, we can go. So in this way, I'm engaging my mind in devotional service in a very friendly way. We are able to control the mind and engage in devotional service. Also, another time we're talking again. Jagovinda was in India, and I was going through some very difficult times. And then Jagovinda, he had this very joking, jolly way of being. We were in a call, and he told me, Prabhu, did you know that the birth in Brazil, it's the birth that gives us some one kind of samskar that is very good, very good samskar, just by being born in Brazil. And I asked him, Prabhu, why? Why is good to have some sanskara from Brazil? I cannot understand. And then he said, what all the Brazilian people they say. I am Brazilian and I never give up. This is some Brazilian saying. So I am Brazilian and I never give up. So I will continue in this process without ever giving up. So this is the strength that Jagovinda always brings. So at any moment I never saw Jagovinda Prabhu lament. He was always engaged in service, even though he had so many challenges in his body, so many difficulties. He's a very wonderful devotee, exceptional, and very careful with everyone, very caring. His mother spoke a few things about him while we were together during his last moments. She said that when he decided to live as a monk in the temple, he came to the house. He had some guitars that he used to play. He got all the guitars. He went to the back of his house and he broke all the instruments, the guitars. And she was asking, "Why are you doing this, my son? Why are you breaking all of these instruments?" And he said, "Mother, I will never play these instruments. I will only play to God. So I will not play to please the audience so they can um, taste their senses being satisfied." And then the mother said, "But you can use this instrument to serve God." And he said, "No, but this instrument it was used in a place where so much enjoyment was there, so I don't want this." And she was very sad with this news. Oh, I will never listen to my son singing. But he used to always send videos to her singing bhajans, kirtans. She showed a video of of when he was in Eka Chakra. Jagovinda Prabhu, he was going to Eka Chakra and he was sending a message to her, "Oh mother, I love you and I'm going to Eka Chakra to receive the blessings of Nityananda Prabhu." So during this conversation, he said, "Look, mother, now I'm chanting to God." So this is Jagovinda Prabhu, a person that is completely engaged in service. Even though he had so many responsibilities, he did never um, deny help helping the service, devotional service. He was going to Gaya Vrindavan to serve there. So I don't have so much to speak, but he's a very great inspiration and a brother that will carry in my heart for very long. Srila Gurudev is asking us to speak a few words about Jagovinda Prabhu, our dear brother. So I start by speaking that my relationship with Jagovinda Prabhu, since when I first joined, we had always a very friendly relationship like brothers, and also we lived together for like 3 4 years in Sri Radha Govinda Gaudiya Math in São Paulo. So it is natural that we had this brotherly relationship. Sometimes we had some misunderstandings, but he I always had so much affection for him, and I was able to perceive how he was very endeavoring and dedicated, also very like intelligent, so many good ideas of how to serve. He was always trying to bring like amazing things, amazing even things that were not expected in terms of service, always for the pleasure of Guru. When I came in Krishna consciousness, I had already some 30 something years, and when he came, he was already there for 2 years. But still, I was elder to him. He was very young. It was funny. Imagine 10 years ago, 8 years ago, he was even more, all of these aspects of him, like very jokingly, very funny, very exaggerated, very like young nature. And I was a little bit older, so it was natural that we had some. I took some time to understand Govinda Prabhu, his mood, but by the mercy of Guru and Vaishnavas, recently in my life, I had Sadhu Sangha, and by Sadhu Sangha, I could start to perceive, to understand the qualities of my spiritual god brothers. So I could see them and see their qualities and not their defects. So I was looking more towards their qualities than defects of so many god brothers. And Jagovinda Prabhu for sure was one of them, especially because in these last 2 years he was in a very good phase of his life. He was giving, he was like maturing so much. He was not that boy anymore. Of course, he always had so many beautiful qualities, but these qualities were now all mature, and he was doing a very wonderful service to Srila Gurudev, bringing so many flowers to Srila Gurudev, so many people that met Krishna consciousness through him. So he was always giving so much enthusiasm to everyone. I saw he had this beautiful characteristic quality that he was not looking anyone's flaws, anyone's defects. I thought it was very interesting to hear the glorifications, even conversations between any person and Jai Govinda, not like in front of everyone. So all of these devotees were talking about their conversations with Jai Govinda Prabhu, and I could see that how always he was giving association to everyone. He was associating with so many devotees. Almost everyone that I saw, he had some relationship with. I was impressed that he had, that everyone was, touched by his presence. He used to look the qualities of everyone and try to engage them through those qualities. So I am one example of this. He was always giving me some inspiration, always trying to engage me. So many times he invited me to go to Garopaba. During this year, I was able to finally go there. So in all different ways, he was always giving inspiration, trying to understand everything that is happening. If even though the Gurudev spoke and everybody spoke that this is the desire of Krishna, everything is perfect. Our spiritual brothers, all of them explained how Jagovinda Prabhu is in a better position to serve it. He's continue to serve and help the other souls to develop their Krishna consciousness. So I know he's continues to do that, but still, Krishna, when he's doing one activity, it's not the only one goal. Every activity that Krishna does has so many goals, so many things are happening at the same time. So I believe that besides promoting our spiritual brother to a better position, also he used Jagovinda as an instrument for all of us. that somehow we should become more uh, strong in our spiritual life. Even though it's very painful, bhakti, it's not something cheap. Bhakti is the most rare jewel that exists. There is nothing that is more precious than bhakti. So we need to qualify ourselves. We need to make our strength more for this path. So we can hear that Prema Bhakti, this highest goal of life, is so powerful, so strong that this body cannot tolerate Prema. If we develop Prema Bhakti, we are bound to give up this body. So it's something very strong. We are in this path being trained to at some point achieve this goal. It is described that prema is just like poison and nectar at the same time. This most divine nectar and the most powerful uh, poison. And it is also compared to ice, like this very ice or snowing winter and the strongest summer at the same time, so that we can tolerate or develop this strength to once develop prema. Krishna is arranging so many tests for us so that we can become more strong, also to learn to develop this mood of separation for us. If we don't develop this separation mood towards Guru and Vaishnavas, that this one at one day will be transferred to Mahaprabhu and Radha and Krishna, but we need to develop this mood. So I believe this is also one of the lessons, teachings, one of the reasons. I did not hear this from anyone. I'm just sharing my impression. If I may be wrong. If I'm wrong, please, I hope to be corrected. But I believe that this is one of the opportunities that Jagovinda Prabhu, as an instrument of Krishna, is giving this possibility to us. So I hope that I may take advantage of this opportunity and that somehow that the day of all of this feeling of missing Jagovinda Prabhu, this sentiment changes to mood of service. So I am sure that he will become very happy, so that I may always remember Jagovinda Prabhu in this way. How can I become even more a better servant of Guru and Vaishnava? In this way, one day I can also serve them in this way and going towards this supreme goal of pure love for Krishna. Jai. Jai. I will repeat a little bit from what I spoke last time I had the chance to speak. So this song, Ohe Primera Thakuragor, saying, by the grace of Sri Guru, this illusion, this dream that I am living, this illusion is broken. And now I can comprehend that only you, Sachinandan Gaur Hari, you are mine, and your friends, your dear associates that are present in this world is compared to a prison, Maya Karagar. But these associates are my only friends. So I think it's very beautiful that Radha Shamasundara spoke. But I have the opinion that Jagovinda Prabhu was my only friend. He was not your friend, only my friend. One, in one sense, in Rasalila, Krishna was dancing to all the gopis, but each gopi was thinking that Krishna was only with that gopi. And Radha Shamasundar brought this aspect that I thought that Jagovinda was only speaking with me. He wanted only my wellness, but he wanted this for everyone. So two moments with Jagovinda Prabhu that were very special. So the best moment that I had, Jagovinda Prabhu used to say that when we had the chance of organizing the festival in Ubatuba together, we stayed there in the place. We came before the devotees, and so many difficulties we had there. But he was always saying like this, even though I had. Lalit Kishore is saying, even though I was there serving with him, I don't have this appreciation like him. But he said this was one of the most special moments in my life. Jagovinda Prabhu used to say. He always reminded me of this moment that we were able to be engaged serving. It was the first festival that he helped organize. So it is actually very hard to recognize what one person does when we don't have that. So we can only have gratitude for Vaishnavas when we recognize what they are doing. But who can recognize? Who can recognize a pure devotee? Only another pure devotee. So it's not only speaking lip service. Even Krishna sent Uddhava to Braj, but he was not able to understand. So what is becoming very clear is that the reality that Jagovinda Prabhu was living was different from the one I'm living. I had the opportunity to be with Jagovinda Prabhu during Kartik, and he got dengue, also TB, tuberculosis. He had so many difficulties. And I got dengue. 15 days without going out of my room, and Jagovinda had so many more problems, so many difficulties. He was living in the temple Gopinath Bhavan. The devotees were complaining that he had to rest and he was not stopping to rest. The mood was very difficult, and I was also sick, so I was not comfortable. And then Jagovinda Prabhu, he went to the place I was staying, some ashram nearby, and he came to me and he said, Prabhu, don't worry. Every day I will cook for you some khichdi without any spices, anything. I will take to you. And he did this every day. He used to come to me and he was taking some khichdi prasad. But then my condition was not getting better. And then he made an arrangement to take me to the hospital. I went to the hospital with Jagovinda Prabhu and Vaibhav Prabhu. Three of us in a motorcycle. It was raining, and Jagovinda, his health was very bad. When we got there, he stayed with me. He was taking care of me. And then when I had to go, the devotee came and he was chastising Jagovinda Prabhu because it was raining that day. Three persons in the motorcycle, and he was holding, I think Jagovinda Prabhu was holding the plastic covering, and it fell. And then the devotee asked, where is that plastic piece? And then the devotee was very angry with him and started chastising with him. Jagovinda, he became like maybe ashamed. And then I started thinking, wow, Jagovinda, he's going through so much difficulties to help me, even though he has so many problems himself. He had some duties in the temple. He neglected maybe this compromise with the temple to help me, just to help me. So, because I had a very close relationship with Jagovinda Prabhu, I think this made me very difficult, maybe blocked my vision to really understand. Because I'm always joking with some devotees, with Achyuta Priya Didi, I was telling that Gurudev always speaks about Kama Chakshu and Prema Chakshu. That who has a lot of lust, he will see the whole world with lust. But those who have the eyes of Prema, he will see the whole world with Prema. But the conditioned soul will always try to bring the devotees to his own level. So I always try to see Jagovinda with my own eyes. So when I saw Jagovinda saying that the service is important, I was looking only with my eyes. So Jagovinda Prabhu used to say, Prabhu, please come to Garopaba. I want to take your association. And then I always thought, oh, this is, just some words he's saying. Trying to show some etiquette, but actually was not deep. So there this goes, Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. I'm trying to develop my Dharma. So everything that Jagovinda used to tell me, now I'm understanding that I was looking with my eyes. But just like Radha Shyamasundara Prabhu spoke, Krishna and his pastimes, he comes to show so many things with one activity. So one of the things that this situation is bringing is that now I'm seeing the glories of Jagovinda Prabhu, and to listen everything that the devotees are telling, I'm trying to start to understand who was Jagovinda Prabhu. He was not like an ordinary friend. So the greatest contribution of Jagovinda Prabhu that I see, I'm feeling so pain in my heart that the devotees from south, they will feel so much separation from Jagovinda Prabhu. It's not an ordinary thing to establish one preaching center and collect so many devotees and inspire them. I have seen so many devotees trying and failing, but I saw Jagovinda Prabhu. It is amazing that every year that Gurudev goes to there, I believe this is one of the most successful uh, projects of Gurudev because of the short time that this is happening and how many devotees are together in such a short time, so inspired to serve. I think this is such a very successful project. First program of Gurudev, so many people were there. Second program, even more. So thank you, Gurudev, for the opportunity to have a very dear God brother and a recipient of your mercy. So I'm more into Jai Govinda Prabhu. I'm please asking forgiveness for my offenses. I could not see the life with your eyes like you saw, but that always I may think and reflect about all the association I had with you, and I believe this will be very beneficial to purify my heart. Jai. Huh? Duas.